A professor decides to call security on a student for non-headphone use. Here it is.
What is the problem?
We can do this all day.
You are given the balance equation.
And I'll turn it up to 100.
Reaction. The next step is to strategize. Think about a plan to solve the problem. Create a conceptual plan. To calculate delta H reaction from standard enthalpies of formation, subtract the heat's information of the reactants multiplied by their stoichiometric coefficient from the heat's information of the products multiplied by their stoichiometric coefficient. Follow the conceptual plan to solve the problem. The standard enthalpies of formation for each reactant and product are shown here. Remember that the standard enthalpy of formation of pure elements in their standard state is 0. Calculate delta H reaction by substituting these values into the equation. Go ahead and try.
Let me try to explain to you what's happening. Let's put up the picture full mass. I will go down the explanation now. This is a university professor. This university professor allegedly called campus security on a black female student outside of her office as the student listened to a lecture on her laptop. The professor is allegedly the associate professor of history and chair of the Department of History. Her name is Susan Hansen. Okay. If you go to Rate My Professor, she has a 4.3 out of 5 rating. The student who uses the TikTok handle Curitucci recorded Hansen as she pranced in front of the student several times while recording her with her cell phone, capturing the student at every possible angle. The professor allegedly called campus security to throw the student out before the video took place, but they declined to throw her out, according to the student. The video is captioned, point of view, a professor harasses you for listening to a lecture because she doesn't want to close her door. Another caption reads, why did this lady call campus security before this video and had a tantrum because they couldn't escort me out, ? And the sound was only like on 25 and she got crazy, so it went to 100. I don't care. Another white professor seated nearby eventually stepped in, and Professor Hansen was told to go back into her office. Corey shared another video with TikTok user Jay Megan and said that the other professor told her that the volume on her laptop was not disruptive to him. While most viewers of Corey's video chastised the student for not using headphones, others believe that the professor overreacted. However, TikToker Jay Megan believes the teacher's reaction was motivated by race. Let's face it, we can tell that this was actually about the race of the young woman when her phone was shaking as she was recording, Megan said. According to Corey, the incident happened in April. And after she reported the professor, the school moved the tables where the student was sitting from the side of the building where the office is located. And once again, 2 variables that are important here. Number 1, another professor saying your volume is not disruptive. Number 2, there was a quick and easy remedy of simply closing the door. Now, let me tell you why that part is important. And I operate this way as a professor. This institution known as the Academy for Higher Education, the students are the lifeblood of the institution. We are there as professors because of the student. We must have a student-centric approach to higher education. The student is listening to a lecture, learning in an environment of academia. Of course, I will close the door if it is disturbing, because I am appreciative of the fact that learning is happening on the college campus. Because as a professor, well, we kind of care about those things, or we should. All right, David, thoughts here?
Well, I wonder if there's another option in addition to closing the door, and that is I have a feeling that if the professor had been calm and kind and empathetic and say, hey, I understand you're listening to a lecture, can I give you some headphones that it might be easier for you if I give you my headphones so you can focus just on that and you don't have to worry about other sounds. And also that would, by the way, that would also help me as I'm trying to, talk to my students in my office or whatnot. But it seems like all too quickly in these situations, somebody makes a judgment about somebody else based on their color or ethnicity, and all of a sudden it becomes adversarial. And once it gets to becoming adversarial, there's no sort of getting it back. And I in some ways I feel sorry for the history professors, other students, because I think we got a glimpse about this woman's character, and it's not very pretty.
I agree. In my opinion, seems to be a little Karenicity here, maybe a whole lot. We did not get a lot of coverage on that, but from the little coverage we did, seems like it to me.